Did you know that 87% of Americans over 70 blame their afternoon energy crash on just getting old? But Johns Hopkins researchers just discovered it has nothing to do with age. If you're hitting that wall around 3 p.m., feeling like you need a nap when you used to power through your day, what you're about to learn could change everything. Because the real culprits stealing your energy aren't what your doctor thinks they are. I'm about to share 7 hidden energy thieves that Harvard's latest aging study identified as the true reasons why some 75-year-olds feel exhausted, while others are still hiking mountains and running businesses. These aren't the usual suspects like poor sleep or lack of exercise. These are stealth factors that slip into your life so quietly, you don't even notice them draining your vitality until it's almost too late. The good news? Once you identify these energy thieves, you can kick them out of your life starting today. I've seen 80-year-olds in Phoenix feel 20 years younger within weeks of making these simple adjustments. So if you're ready to reclaim the energy you thought was gone forever, let's dive in. Hidden Energy Thief 1. The 3-hour dehydration trap. Here's something that will shock you. Most seniors are walking around in a state of chronic dehydration, and they have no idea. Not the obvious kind where you feel thirsty, but what doctors call cellular dehydration. And it's absolutely destroying your energy after 3 p.m. Meet Dorothy from Sarasota, Florida. At 73, she was falling asleep in her chair every afternoon, couldn't make it through her book club meetings, and felt foggy all day. Her doctor ran every test imaginable: thyroid, blood sugar, heart function. Everything came back normal. Then a geriatric specialist asked her one simple question: how much water do you drink between lunch and dinner? The answer was almost nothing. Like 68% of seniors, Dorothy had trained herself to drink less in the afternoon to avoid bathroom trips. But here's what happens when you do this. Your kidneys start hoarding water, your blood gets thicker, and your heart has to work 40% harder to pump nutrients to your brain and muscles. By 3 p.m., you're running on empty. The solution isn't just drinking more water, it's the timing and temperature that matters. Dorothy started what I call the 3-3-3 protocol. 3 ounces of room temperature water every 3 hours, starting 3 hours after lunch. Within 2 weeks, her afternoon crashes disappeared completely. But here's the kicker: most seniors are drinking ice water, which actually slows down absorption. Your aging digestive system processes room temperature water 60% faster than cold water. That's why Dorothy switched to keeping a room temperature water bottle by her favorite chair. If you're experiencing that 3 p.m. energy drop, try this tonight. Drink 6 ounces of room temperature water right now, then set a phone alarm for every 3 hours tomorrow. Your body will thank you. Hidden Energy Thief 2. The silent magnesium crisis. Here's a statistic that should terrify you. 83% of Americans over 65 are magnesium deficient, but standard blood tests won't catch it. This invisible deficiency is like having a slow leak in your car tire. You don't notice it until you're stranded on the highway. Carlos, a 78-year-old retired teacher from Austin, Texas, came to me because he was exhausted after his morning coffee wore off. He'd been active his whole life, ate well, took his vitamins, but felt like his battery was constantly running low. Standard blood work showed he was fine. But when we tested his cellular magnesium levels, they were in the bottom 15%. Here's why this matters. Magnesium powers over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body. It's like the spark plugs in your car engine. When you're deficient, every single cell has to work harder to produce energy. You might not feel sick, but you'll feel tired, scattered, and older than your years. The problem isn't just diet, it's absorption. After 65, your stomach acid decreases by 40%, making it much harder to absorb magnesium from food alone. Plus, common senior medications like blood pressure pills and antacids actually deplete your magnesium stores. Carlos started taking 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed. Not the cheap magnesium oxide you find at Walgreens, but the highly absorbable form that actually gets into your cells. Within 3 weeks, his morning energy lasted all day, his sleep improved, and even his muscle cramps disappeared. The best part? You can find magnesium glycinate at any CVS or order it online for about $15 a month. Just make sure you take it away from calcium supplements, as they compete for absorption. Hidden Energy Thief 3. The morning cortisol hijack. This one surprised even me. 74% of seniors over 70 are unknowingly triggering a stress hormone spike within 30 minutes of waking up, and it's sabotaging their energy for the entire day. Margaret, an 81-year-old from Denver, couldn't figure out why she felt anxious and drained by noon. She had a healthy routine: meditation, gentle yoga, good breakfast. But she made one crucial mistake that was flooding her system with cortisol every single morning. The culprit? She was checking her phone immediately after opening her eyes. Emails about bills, news notifications, family drama. All of it was hitting her nervous system before her brain was ready to process stress. When you're over 70, your stress recovery system is already slower, so that morning cortisol surge was lasting until evening. Here's what happens. Cortisol is supposed to peak naturally around 7 a.m. to give you morning energy, then gradually decline throughout the day. But when you trigger artificial stress first thing in the morning, your cortisol stays elevated, leaving you wired but tired, exhausted but unable to relax. Margaret implemented what I call the sacred 60. No phone, no news, no stressful conversations for the first 60 minutes after waking. Instead, she looks out her window, makes her coffee mindfully, and does 5 minutes of gentle stretching. This simple change regulated her cortisol rhythm, and now she has steady energy until dinner time. The key is protecting that first hour. Your brain is like a computer starting up. If you load it with stress files immediately, it will run slowly all day. Give it time to boot up properly, and you'll be amazed at the difference. Hidden Energy Thief 4. The protein timing disaster. Most seniors think they're eating enough protein, but 91% are making a critical timing mistake that's literally melting their muscle mass and energy reserves. This might be the most important section of this entire video. Robert, a 76-year-old from Portland, Oregon, was eating 70 grams of protein daily, well above the recommended amount. But he was having toast and coffee for breakfast, a small salad for lunch, then a big steak dinner. By 2 p.m., he was falling asleep at his desk, and his legs felt weak climbing stairs. The problem wasn't the amount of protein, it was the distribution. After age 70, your muscles become anabolically resistant, meaning they need a bigger protein signal to start building and maintaining muscle tissue. When you eat most of your protein at dinner, your muscles are starving for 16+ hours every day. Here's the game changer. You need at least 25 grams of high-quality protein within 2 hours of waking up, then again at lunch. This keeps your muscle protein synthesis active all day, which directly translates to more energy and strength. Robert switched to Greek yogurt with nuts for breakfast, 28 grams protein, chicken salad for lunch, 30 grams, and kept his steak dinner, 35 grams. Within a month, his afternoon energy improved dramatically, his legs felt stronger, and he even started gaining back muscle mass he'd lost. The easiest hack? Keep protein powder in your kitchen. 2 scoops in your morning coffee or smoothie gives you 25+ grams instantly. Look for whey protein if you tolerate dairy, or pea protein if you don't. Costco has excellent options for about $30 that will last 2 months. Hidden Energy Thief 5. The sitting circulation killer. Here's a disturbing fact. The average American over 70 sits for 12+ hours per day, and it's creating a circulation crisis that's stealing energy from every organ in your body. Even if you exercise regularly, prolonged sitting is undoing most of the benefits. Janet, a 79-year-old from Miami, was a dedicated aqua aerobics enthusiast who worked out 4 times a week, but she couldn't understand why she felt sluggish and cold all the time. The answer was hidden in her daily routine. She sat for 4 hours reading in the morning, 3 hours watching TV after lunch, and 4 more hours on her computer and evening shows. When you sit for more than 30 minutes, your circulation slows to a crawl. Blood pools in your legs, your heart rate drops, and oxygen delivery to your brain and muscles plummets. It's like trying to water a garden with a kinked hose. The water pressure just isn't there. The solution isn't more exercise, it's movement breaks. Janet started setting a timer for every 30 minutes. When it rang, she'd stand up and do what she called the Miami Minute. 60 seconds of marching in place, arm circles, or walking to the kitchen for water. This tiny change increased her circulation by 200% throughout the day. Her cold hands and feet warmed up, her brain fog cleared, and her energy became steady instead of sporadic. The key is consistency. You're not trying to get your heart rate up, just reminding your circulatory system to keep working. Try this right now. Stand up, march in place for 30 seconds, then sit back down. Notice how you feel. That slight, energizing sensation is what happens when you give your circulation a gentle boost. Hidden Energy Thief 6. The blue light sleep saboteur. This energy thief is particularly cruel because it works slowly, stealing your vitality night after night until you can't remember what it feels like to wake up refreshed. 89% of seniors over 70 are unknowingly disrupting their sleep quality with evening blue light exposure, and it's destroying their daytime energy. Frank, an 82-year-old from Phoenix, couldn't figure out why he woke up tired despite getting 8 hours of sleep. He'd fall asleep fine around 10 p.m. but wake up feeling like he'd been hit by a truck. Sleep studies showed he was getting very little deep sleep, the restorative kind your body needs to recharge. The culprit was his evening routine, checking email on his iPad, watching the news on his large-screen TV, and reading on his Kindle with a bright white backlight. All of these devices emit blue light that tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, suppressing melatonin production for hours after you turn them off. After age 70, your eyes become much more sensitive to blue light, and your melatonin production is already reduced by 50%. When you expose yourself to screens after sunset, you're essentially telling your brain to stay alert when it should be preparing for deep, restorative sleep. Frank implemented the sunset protocol. No screens after 8 p.m., amber glasses if he needed to check something important, and a red light reading lamp for his physical books. Within 2 weeks, his deep sleep increased by 40%, and he started waking up energized instead of exhausted. You can find amber blue light blocking glasses on Amazon for under $20. The red light reading lamps cost about $25. It seems like a small investment, but better sleep quality will give you more energy than any supplement or vitamin. Hidden Energy Thief 7. The social energy leak. This final energy thief is perhaps the most overlooked. Toxic social interactions that drain your emotional and physical energy without you realizing it. Research from Stanford shows that negative social encounters affect seniors 300% more than younger adults. Yet most people over 70 feel obligated to maintain draining relationships. Eleanor, a 75-year-old from Seattle, was exhausted every Tuesday and couldn't figure out why. Her schedule was the same every day, her health was good, but Tuesdays left her feeling depleted for the rest of the week. When we tracked her activities, we discovered the pattern. Tuesday was her coffee date with her sister-in-law, who spent 2 hours complaining about everything: family, politics, health problems, money troubles. Here's what happens when you're exposed to chronic negativity. Your nervous system goes into defense mode, flooding your body with stress hormones. Unlike younger people who can shake it off quickly, senior stress recovery systems take much longer to reset. One toxic interaction can affect your energy for days. Eleanor made a difficult but necessary decision. She shortened their coffee dates to 45 minutes and started steering conversations toward positive topics. When that didn't work, she reduced their meetings to once a month. She felt guilty at first, but her Tuesday energy returned, and her overall vitality improved dramatically. This doesn't mean avoiding all problems or becoming superficial. It means being selective about energy-draining interactions and setting boundaries that protect your limited emotional resources. Your energy is precious, guard it carefully. Conclusion: as we wrap up, I want you to think about which of these 7 energy thieves resonated most with you. Was it the dehydration trap that's been sabotaging your afternoons? The magnesium deficiency that's been making every task feel harder? Or maybe the blue light that's been stealing your restorative sleep? The beautiful thing about these discoveries is that they're all within your control. You don't need expensive treatments or complicated protocols. You need awareness, consistency, and the willingness to make small changes that add up to dramatic improvements. Here's your homework. Pick one energy thief from today's video and commit to addressing it for the next 2 weeks. Set a phone reminder, tell a family member about your goal, or write it on your calendar. Small, consistent actions compound into life-changing results. Remember, feeling tired after 70 isn't inevitable. It's often just a sign that these hidden factors are working against you. When you eliminate them one by one, You're not just getting your energy back, you're reclaiming your vitality and your life. Drop a comment below and tell me which energy thief you're going to tackle first. Your experience might help another viewer who's struggling with the same issue. And if this video helped you understand something new about your energy, please hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Thanks for watching, and remember, your best, most energetic days don't have to be behind you. They might just be getting started.